The Occult Flamberge is an amazing arcane weapon. Last week, I posted a poll on my community tab asking which was your favorite arcane weapon. The Occult Flamberge won, beating even Eleanor's Pole Blade to my surprise. Yet after using it in a full run, I can see why it earned first place. To grab this weapon, head to Castle Redmane when the Radon Festival is not occurring. Just south of the courtyard where you celebrate the festival, you'll see a pumpkin head on top of the castle. Right behind him, the Flamberge will be laying on a corpse where you can pick it up. We have on the Flamberge the standard greatsword moveset, so we won't have anything fun like the poking charged R2s for the Claymore, but every single one of those standard greatsword moves comes with innate bleed. Hence our use of the Occult Infusion, as our arcane stat will now scale the blood loss buildup. With greatswords you can focus on light or heavy attacks. For this build I focused on those R2s. They deal good poise damage, and on this weapon a great amount of blood loss buildup. We can still throw in a bit of light attacks to get some damage in and keep poise low on those smaller damage windows. The Ash of War I used on this build was Bloody Slash. Defeat that Fort Height Knight and he'll drop it into your inventory. The move deals blood loss buildup at range, since it adds a bloody blade onto the end of your sword. So if your enemy is just out of greatsword range, press L2 and hit them for quadruple digit damage. Now, are there other Ashes of War that may fit better for this build? I would argue that Impaling Thrust or Piercing Fang would be better, since all of our moves deal blood loss buildup, and those two will greatly assist us in getting poise breaks. These two also have the plus side of not draining your HP on attack. The reason I used Bloody Slash is that it fits thematically with the build, and I've used both of those somewhat recently. So if you're looking for more critical attacks rather than thematic cohesion, use one of those two. I used no spells on the build. Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength would work well here, of course. This weapon deals physical damage and physical damage alone. I didn't use either to save on FP, and dump everything I could into Arcane. For our playstyle, start off by chugging that flask, and then open the fight with either a Bloody Slash or a charged R2 attack. We deal such an insane amount of blood loss buildup that if it can bleed, it will, and you'll proc the status effect on most enemies early in the fight. That blood loss in the area will boost our damage with the Lord of Blood's Exaltation Talisman and the White Mask, which I usually don't use because I don't like the way this armor looks, but I think I got it to work well enough with Leda's armor. In most fights you'll be proccing blood loss multiple times, so once that damage buff duration wears out, you'll likely just get it again. Continue on, and in 2 to 3 blood losses, even bosses on Max New Game Plus will succumb to your Flamberge. This build idea came from a poll, and I will do more in the future. I haven't used the Flamberge in years, and it was great to use it once more. So this week I want to ask, which weapon did you use long in the past that you want to use again? For me, the Flamberge is not alone in this category. Two that immediately come to mind are the Antspur Rapier, even though I have like 3 videos on it already, and Death's Poker, which is a wonderful weapon, and I want to see how it fares in Shadow of the Erdtree. And as always, for more videos like this, uploaded every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, be sure to like and subscribe to TheJerseySide. Our talismans for the build were the Two-Handed Sword Talisman, for 15% more damage with the moveset, the Dragon Crest Great Shield, for 20% more physical damage negation, the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, for a 20% boost to all damage when blood loss occurs in the area, and the Axe Talisman, for better damage with our fully charged R2s. Our tiers for the build were the Spiked Crack tier, for even more damage with the fully charged R2s, and either the Opaline Heart tier, for 15% more damage negation, or for a much more thematically fitting choice, the Blood-Sucking Crack tier, for 20% more damage at the cost of health drain. Use the best medium roll set of armor you can find, and equip that White Mask as your helmet. For our stats at RL 170, we had 60 Vigor, 15 Mind, 35 Endurance, 15 Strength, 26 Dexterity, as the Flamberge scales off the stat a bit when Occult infused, and finally 80 Arcane, for our weapon and blood loss scaling. That pumped up Arcane investment will give us 112 blood loss on hit. There are a few Arcane weapons in this game that get their fair share of attention. However, many of them seem to be special weapons and therefore uninfusable. The Flamberge, with its great weapon class and infusible nature, is unlike many other popular Arcane weapons. I'd say nearly every single Elden Ring player will find something to love in the Occult Flamberge.